Hey, welcome back to Five Lakes Garage, and today we're back on our 1989 Grand Wagoneer. Ain't she purty? Alright, like I said, we're back on our 1989 Grand Wagoneer. I love this rig. I also love my CJ and my Toyota and my Dodge. And, you know, I just love projects. This one's no different. And what we're going to do today is actually help out our fingers. That's right. We're going to take the steering wheel and we're going to recover it. And we're going to make it look as good as new. And what we're going to do is use this genuine leather cover. Now this isn't one that you get from the Home Depot or from, you know, AutoZone, whatever, that you just slip over and use it. No, this one is genuine leather. It is made in the USA. And speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and name our sponsor for today's video. Me. That's right. I went out there and bought this thing, and it's actually not that expensive. I was kind of surprised. Now the only thing is though, is that you're going to have to sew it on. You got to cut the other one off. We're going to sew this one on. We need to inspect the wheel to make sure it's actually usable. And yeah, so get your thimble out. Let's go ahead and cut the other one off. We're going to put this one on. We're going to sew it up, and we're going to make it look mint, as Freiberger would say. That's right. Let's go inside. All right, now we're sitting inside, and as you can see, it is worn. It is ripped up. Got to get that gangster lane. But yeah, so she has seen better days. So what we're going to do is actually take our, we don't need a lot of tools for this job, but we're going to take our X-Acto knife, well, box cutter if you will, and we're going to cut all the threads off and actually take this thing off. Now as you can see, it's already coming off. Now this underneath, this black part, we're going to actually inspect that all the way around to make sure it's still in good shape. You can feel around it, feel around the outside, and it actually feels like it's in really good shape. If it is not, then you're gonna have to cut that out and actually use maybe some body filler or some other cloth or something like that as a filler to put that in. I think we're gonna be okay. I'm not gonna know until we actually pull it out. Now, what's inside the box? All right, so this one right here is actually from Wheel Skins, and like I said, it's made here in the USA. And what you're actually gonna get is your instructions. It's very simple. You put it on, you sew it in. But there is a certain sewing pattern, which I'm going to show you. Another tool that you're going to need when you're old, you need some spectacles. So I can't see worth a squat. So anyway, it comes with a whole roll of thread. This is special thread only because it is wax coated, so it doesn't like absorb a bunch of crap and dry rot out. Also comes with a ginormous needle. Awesome. Now the biggest thing, and you got your leather strap. Now if you look at this thing, it does not exactly 100% match the color of this interior. Did that on purpose. Now the reason why I did that on purpose is I had this thing on it before, only because the thing was so messed up I didn't want to mess up my hands. But this right here actually came off of my old van, and if you look at the color of it in the places that actually still has color, it's a little bit darker, so it's really close to what I picked up. And when I had that on there, it actually contrasts a little bit with the interior. I kind of liked it. If you want to get another sandy color that matches your interior, be my guest. They have plenty on the website. But you can go to their website and pick it up. And yeah, don't worry, I don't get anything from it because I sponsor this video. Now, if you actually look all the way around, you already have holes all the way around this thing. So you do not have to poke anything. Everything is uniform. It is in the right container. Now, enough of the talk. I'm gonna get my box cutter right here and we're gonna start shaving that off. So let's get on it. Yeah, rip that thing out of here. Oh, hello there. Thanks for watching. And if you really like it, go ahead and hit subscribe. If you really like it, go ahead and hit the like button. And go ahead and comment because I want to hear what you have to say. Could be good, could be bad. I don't know. Let me know. And if you really want to send anything to the channel, help us out, whichever. Here's a P.O. box that we opened up in case you want to send something. I'll do a video and see what it is. Have fun. Enjoy the rest of the show. All right, so we got all the cover off. If you want to look at it, it looks nasty. Look, I got a finger. got a finger. All right, so this thing's pretty nasty. In the bin, if you would, get it out of here. Now, I went ahead and just took the cover off of here. Now, up top here is just a little clip. Along here, you got a screw, and a screw. So there's 3 screws across the bottom. There's 1 clip on top. Now, there's 2 wires for your horn. So you got one that is down here to the side, and you have another one that is right there on the up there. So we're just going to go ahead and disconnect this, only because we do not want to mess that up. Not only that, I get to take this thing off and actually get it cleaned. Probably take it inside and get one of the kids to do it, because I don't feel like it. Anyway, it is a lot easier to take the horn section off from the actual post rather than the actual copper. This is very fragile. And then if you look really close, there's a pin right there. You got to try to get that pin to be pushed in to be able to pull it out. Just don't yank it, or else you will break it. Don't do that. Now, this one over here, to get this one out, is still a pin, but it's very small, so you should be okay. Put a little screwdriver on the tip, and then it comes right out. Now, put this in there. See how it's kind of dirty? Go ahead and get that clean. Now, another thing you can actually do is actually take the whole wheel off. There's just a bolt nut right here in the bottom. Kind of dig it around, it comes off the column. You can take it inside, front of your TV, whatever. Then you can do it there. I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna do it right here. Yeah. All right, so where's my cover? So, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the outside cover is actually in really good condition. It is, I don't feel any, it still has the finger nubs on the back of it. I don't see any holes. We're good to go. Now for your cover, now you should get it to where it's nice and tight. Now the steering wheel goes straight down, so let's turn that. And so this little crease, put it right down here on the bottom. That's where the other one was. Hey, maybe you should put that one there as well. All right, as you can see, I have it just draped over here. I want to make sure that my crease is straight up in line to my steering wheel, so that will actually be down at the bottom. Now, if you look all the way around, I have it almost evenly matched all the way around, because you want to have your seam right here on the inside. Don't want to have it on the front, don't want to have it in the back. Now, you can probably roll it once you actually get it in there, but it seems to be pretty loose. When you get to sections like this, to where you cannot sew this to the other side, what you're actually going to do is pick a side and do basically dummy stitches. So basically go through here, loop it, loop it, loop it until you can get to the other side. Then you can bring in the other side here. Now the way that this is actually going to be tucked in is that you can push the back part out just a bit. Let me put a light on. Bam! Look at that light. Anyway, you can push the back up and tuck everything underneath, and then when you put the top cover on, you'll actually hide all that and you will not see it. So, let's get some thread out. Start sewing. Make sure your hands aren't too dirty, because then this is a clean unit. Don't want to mess it up. Alright, so there's a way to start it, a way of ending it. I'm going to show you both right now. Alright, now I'm ready to sew. Got my needle, got my thread. Now what you want to do is go ahead and unravel it so you do not get it tangled up, because you're going to go all the way through, all the way through. The more you go, the less you're going to have to actually sew up. Now you can try to do it in small sections. I probably wouldn't recommend that too much, only because you got to do a lot of tying. So what we're going to do first is unravel it. And while I'm doing that, when you make your first stitch, leave about 6 inches left over. And what you can do that, once you go all the way around that wheel, you can be able to tie it in there. Put like 2 half hitches, whichever, clip the ends, tuck it in. Now this does have a wax coating on there, so it should actually stay tied. Anyway, let me get this guy unraveled, and we're going to start sewing. Oh my goodness, it's going to be awesome. Alright, so I threaded my needle. Just got it all the way out. I'll put it maybe about 6-8 inches, because you don't want this thing to actually slide out. Now, come along and ride on the fantastic. Sorry, that's my childhood coming out on me. Alright, so I'm just going to start here at the bottom. It's kind of a decent starting point. Now, I'm just going to start by putting it from the inside out. And don't forget to leave enough space to be able to tie this. Go all the way out. Alright, so I'm going to leave about that much room in order to tie this knot, because once you go all the way around, you got to tie it to that one. Now, I'm going to go all the way over. So I'm going to go straight over to the other side. Pull that through. Whoops. Don't lose your end. And then I'm going to go straight underneath that one. And then I'm going to pull them both in. Making sure I do not get it knotted. Alright. So now, I'm going to go to the outside. Bring it to the inside. Alright, once you actually get a couple threads in there, then you can actually tighten it down. So you're just going to tug all the way down, making sure she is nice and tight. Don't lose your tip. Alright, so now we got two. Now you can keep going. You got plenty to do. So you go over the top and then underneath. Each time being careful not to get knots. Alright, as you can see, it's going to be nice and tight. And once you get everything done, you can heat it up, get some of the wrinkles out and that type of stuff. But for now, we're going to go all the way around. Tell you what, you can catch me back up when I get to there and I'll show you what to do there. All of our stitches all the way up to here. Now it's a little bit loose right now, but once it gets cold and gets hot and some of that, it'll actually contract and actually form to the wheel itself. Now, as you can see right here, here you go. So once you actually get here, you can actually go all the way around and actually tie it together. Now you might be able to go up and around, but we're not going to do that. We're actually just going to do a fake stitch. So we're just going to go up and around. And then up and around. Until we get to the other side. Once I get it all the way over here, then what I can do is find the closest hole that matches. There we go. So you're going to go all the way over and then all the way back in, and that will bring this in there and it'll be nice and tight. And once you actually put the plastic on there, it'll hold everything in there. Let's see what she looks like. Okay. Now make sure everything is nice and tight, because now, you guessed it, we're back at the same type of stitch all the way around. Now this is just the stitch that I'm using. There's several different stitches, like I said. Choose the one that's right for you. This one here is the right for me. And it's so easy. There you go. Just time consuming. Alright, I'll meet you once I get all the way back around and I'll show you how to tie it. Easy peasy. So I pretty much made it all the way around, and now we're just making it tight. Now I just went through loosely and actually put all of them in there just so I can tighten it up all at one time, and it's a little bit easier what I found out. Just make sure everything is even where you want your seam, and then start tugging on the strings. Make sure you don't get knots. Alright, I have gone all the way around, and now I'm back to where I was. So now I have two strands that I get to tie together. I get my box cutter. Don't need all that anymore. Now they do give you enough thread that you could do a different stitch. I just did a simple up and around, up and around. You could actually lace it together, so one goes this way, one goes this way, all the way around. You should have enough thread because they give you a bunch of it. I'm not gonna do it right now. So anyway, to tie it, It's just like tying your shoe. We're gonna do a square knot. So we're gonna take a little overhand, tie it real tight. If you can get your fingers on it. Kind of wish I put a little bit more string at the beginning. All right. Now, when you do the other side, you just do the opposite way of the first overhand that you did to actually make a square knot. There we go. Now, nice and tight, and it's actually on the inside, so you will not see it. Then you're gonna take your box cutter, cut off some of the excess. There you go. And then grab your screwdriver, tuck it in. There you go. Not going to see it. Now, you can see we have a nice solid steering wheel. Yeah! So anyway, the next step here now is to actually put your cover back on. Don't forget your wires. You do have your ground wire. You do have your horn wire. And make sure everything is set up. Screw, screw, and screw. And now let's see what it's going to look like once it's all done. All right, there it is. We have a new leather wrapped steering wheel. Now once this actually goes in the sun, starts hot, cold, it'll actually contract and form to the wheel. Now it is two-tone. I didn't really clean that off yet, but I might do that here in a minute. But it is two-tone, but that's okay because I kind of like it because it kind of sort of matches a little bit of the two-tone around the cabin area. Now if you don't really like this, go ahead and get the same color that your interior is. The company actually has a bunch of different colors to choose from, but you kind of hide your stitch, and hide your knot. Yeah, that was actually pretty easy. A little time consuming, but pretty easy. Things I would do differently, probably choose a different knot. I think I like the crossover, almost like a shoelace type of thing, a little bit better than just the loop, but the loop will work just fine. If I don't like it later, hey, guess what? I can cut it out, put another one on. They're not that expensive. I think they're less than 40 bucks, maybe 50 bucks. I'm not sure, but I'll look it up and I'll let you know in the description below. So anyway, let's clean this crap up. Let's get in the front and wrap this up, baby. All right, guess what? Quick and easy. That's the name of the game. If you're going out there and buying this crap from the AutoZone, O'Reilly, stuff like that, stop doing it. You're wasting your money. If your steering wheel kind of looks like this, throw it away because you're wasting your fingertips because it's nasty. Not only that, we did get this from another individual, and you got all them nasty germs all inside your wheel. Go ahead and put on a brand new leather wrap. It's like holding gloves. It's awesome. Anyway, stay tuned for all the other stuff. We got some more stuff coming with the Wagoneer. We got stuff with the CJ, Tacoma. They're all on the chopping block. We're gonna get it done, but we're gonna need your help. Go ahead and put a comment down below. Let me know which one you want to see first. And also, if you want to send anything to the channel, go ahead. He's got a P.O. box. You should probably seen it in the middle of the video. If not, it'll be down here in the comments. Not the comments, but the description. You know what I mean. So get out there, do it yourself, make it right, make it beautiful for cheap. Later.